huge embarrassment for Meghan. If I were Meghan, I would have said, enough is enough. I'm going to the mountains and I'm never coming back because this is too much. I'm just kidding. But Meghan, take the idea. Go to the mountains and never come back. New bombshell. If you don't agree with me and if you say, oh, I already know this, you are wrong. You are wrong because I'm going to be citing some information from the sources who witnessed everything, who saw it firsthand. So let's start with this first bombshell. This is going to be very, very embarrassing if you are someone who supports Meghan Markle, Harry, and you are a diehard fan of them, this duplicitous duo, then you should probably turn off your computer or your YouTube. Okay, let's start with the first one. So, new bombshell book claims that the Queen Elizabeth II, she called Meghan and Harry's, the Duchess of Sausages, their behavior, quote, quite mad. She said it. You can imagine somebody who ruled Britain, the Queen, for decades, I think for 70 years, if I'm not mistaken, is calling their behavior quite mad. Now, this is not something you should take lightly because this person, the Queen, had a lot of life experience. She saw a lot of people. She witnessed so many things happening in people's life. She is the one saying, after 96 years, this is how long she lived, she is saying, I have never seen something like this. This is quite mad. The book claims that the Queen was, quote, mystified by Harry and Meghan's January 2020 decision to step back as working members of the royal family, and that she found Harry so consumed, quote unquote, so consumed by love for Meghan that she felt it, quote, clouded his judgment. Well, he was not consumed. He was actually becoming a lapdog of Meghan Markle. He was never in love with Meghan. And Meghan was never in love with Harry. These two duplicitous duo, they are narcissists. All they want from each other is feeding each other's ego. One feeds the other one. An example of parasites living on each other. The Mirror cites the book as saying the Queen was, quote, let down, end quote, by the Sussex step-back decision as she saw the couple's departure as a, quote, missed opportunity. Jobson writes, despite her disappointment, her late majesty had, quote, great affection for her grandson Harry and hoped he would, quote, find peace and happiness, end quote. Let's talk about that. Find peace and happiness. So Meghan, Harry living in Montecito right now, finding peace and happiness. This is what the Queen wished for them, but that did not happen. The Queen was very, very cautious when she was saying these things. Obviously she could not say negative things about this duplicitous duo, but like, yeah, you go to Montecito, you rot in hell. She couldn't say that. So yeah, you go, happy, find happiness and find peace, all the best. But the Queen, did she not know that Meghan and Harry would go through this suffering, this huge embarrassment and this problem every single day? They're facing the huge insult they're facing in US television through the South Park Chris Rock comedians. A lot of people are coming forward to mock them. Is this finding peace and happiness? Not at all. The Queen knew it, but obviously she wanted them to be happy. Upon relocating from his native UK to Meghan's native US. In truth, quote, by the time his grandmother died, Harry had precious few supporters left in the family. Jobson writes, even the Queen, who had always had great affection for him, eventually tired of his outbursts. First, she had worried of the volatile exchanges between Harry and his brother, which sometimes took place in her presence. Then Harry and Meghan had started publicly criticizing both the monarchy and the members of the royal family. So Harry from the very beginning had been a big problem, a black sheep in the family, and the Queen saw it. I don't have to give you any evidence or proof, but it is quite evident from what the Queen is saying that Harry from the very beginning, he did not like the monarchy at all. He was anti-monarchy for whatever reason. It could be that he would not be the king of England, the future king, because his brother would be. So maybe that is the reason why he did not really like the kingdom. Like, he didn't like how things are being set up, the hierarchy and everything. He wanted to be on the top. This is what narcissist people do. They cannot take orders. They cannot be the second in line. They want to be the first. They want to be the king. So when Harry realized, even before Meghan came into the picture, that I'm never going to be the king, I'm going to fight William. and see if he can be one plane crash away for me to become the king. Popularity in US for Meghan and Harry, as we spoke about the Polestar, the website YouGov, and I mentioned, guys, that their popularity tanked big time in recent time, and I give you the numbers for Meghan and Harry in UK. But now look what is happening in the States. Duchess of Sussex has dropped sausages dropped significantly among Americans. The couple moved to Montecito, California in 2020, and since the release of their Netflix special and interviews, their support seems to have dwindled. According to a Redfield and Wilton poll conducted on February 19th, Prince Harry received a -10 approval rating, while Meghan, Duchess of Sausages, approval rating was even lower at -17, means -17. This is going to be a huge problem, and this is a huge problem for Meghan Markle. This is an ongoing problem. We did not see, or we did not highlight these polls in the past because I don't think people are really paying attention. But since Oprah Winfrey interview, these poll numbers are wreaking havoc. The couple's negative ratings come amid controversy over Prince Harry's admission of drug use, as documented in his interviews and memoir. Obviously, this will have a huge impact, and now we'll be actually talking more about the drug use in a second, but let's see what happens. After the revelations, conservative think tank the Heritage Foundation has called for Prince Harry's visa application to be made public to ensure that he did not receive special treatment when applying for US immigration, and the US immigration has up until I think April 12th, not February, April 12th, to respond to a Freedom of Information request filed by the foundation. If Prince Harry lied on the visa application, it could affect any new visa applications and could even see him barred from applying for US citizenship. Hopefully this will happen, because a lot of people, they're very suspicious that the left wing, the woke culture supporter Meghan Harry, they might get away with all of this drug use from US immigration. But at least I think, this is my hope. When Harry will be applying for US citizenship, he has to. I don't know if he's a US citizen already. I don't think so. He has to wait. I think he has to live in the States for 5 years or something, unless he has a special waiver. But when he will apply for US citizenship, I'm sure that he would be asked question about the drug and whatnot. And the good thing is that we're talking about this, so we're giving US immigration a lot of reason to investigate the matter and ask Harry to come clean on this. Speaking on Talk TV, royal expert Charles Ray noted that support for the couple had waned in recent times. Both Harry and Meghan, quote unquote, both Harry and Meghan got an awful lot of support from America when it all happened, when Megxit happened. Yeah, there are a lot of people very naive. They fell for it. They fell for this duplicitous duo, and they decided to support them. Obviously, that is changing. Every single day people are waking up to this reality that these two people are, quote unquote, as the Queen said, quite mad. The Duke and Duchess of Sausages have faced criticism in the media and from some members of the public since stepping down as senior members of the royal family in 2020. However, they have also received support from some people who doesn't really know what they're doing. They don't really know what they're doing. Senior lawyer Samuel Dewey told the Mail on Sunday, quote, "It is in public interest to know how Prince Harry answered the drug question." And this is, of course, it's not just public interest, but it's interest for everybody, even for the British monarchy, for the elite, the Hollywood A-listers, for everybody. It's not just normal public like you and me, for everybody. Because if you are holding Harry accountable this time, then of course all of this, the elite, the status quo, will also be terrified of lying and using drug and hiding about this, especially when they're coming to the States. Now, this is another very, very shocking and embarrassing news for Meghan Harry. I should say bombshell. Why? Because this is it, man. This is, if Meghan knows this, I hope she knows, she will be screaming in Montecito. Oh my God, this is really happened. I did not know. Oh my God, what is going to happen now? Okay, so what happened? Stripping Prince Harry, Meghan Markle of their Duke and Duchess of Sausages title was discussed at, quote, the highest level, end quote, as senior royal aides also joked about Harry being held hostage by his American wife, a bombshell new book claims. People who know about Meghan Harry, people who have investigated their life, people who know even a little bit about Meghan Harry's life, they will use this word without any shot of a doubt. And the word is, or the phrase is, Stockholm Syndrome. Yes, this is the word they have used in the book, a condition where hostages develop positive feelings toward their captors or abusers over time. Quote, there was a point when officials joked Harry was the victim of Stockholm Syndrome and he was Meghan's hostage. But now most just feel Harry has turned his back on everything he has known, the insider said, according to Daily Mail. No, okay, so this is my take. Harry was, in the beginning, aware of everything that was happening. Okay, I don't agree with if somebody's saying, oh, Harry didn't know what he was doing. No, he knew. But now he cannot leave Meghan because, see, when you get into a relationship with a narcissist, yes, you go in and knowing about this, but you cannot get out without the narcissist's permission. Meghan, if she gives permission to Harry, maybe one day she will. That is the only time when Harry can get out of this relationship. If he wants. I don't think he wants because he's a little baby. He's a grown-up baby, right? He doesn't know what to do with his life. So if Meghan says, I'm going to divorce you, I think he will even, think of going back to taking drugs even more. He doesn't know. But if he, let's say, in the rarest of occasion, he thinks, okay, I need to divorce Meghan or I need to separate from her, he cannot do that. This is not what Meghan would allow him to do on his own will. He has to ask Meghan, can I leave? Please, I want to leave you, please. Man, Meghan will approve or disapprove. Most likely she will not approve, especially if she needs him more. We do not know where she is at exactly in regards to Harry. But I personally believe, and I will also always maintain this, that Meghan and Harry, they're living under the same roof, but they're not sharing the same bed. But in any case, if Meghan thinks, yeah, it is time for me to garbage Harry, get rid of him, move on, find somebody else, a billionaire or a politician, who knows who she will be going to next time. But once she realizes or once she knows, okay, this is the time I need to get rid of Harry, then he will just throw him. He will just throw him under the bus like she did with her father, her entire family pretty much, except her mother. Even Doria, she is there because Meghan is using her. As long as Doria is a good usage for Meghan, then she will keep her. Otherwise, she will throw her under the bus like she does all the time. Thank you guys for joining in. I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.